Hey, hello, and welcome to my living room jam. Hope you're doing well. Doing very well here, having a kind of chill weekend after having many weekends that were very busy. So, haven't done a whole lot, a lot of cleaning up around the house and things like that. A lot of playing music, getting some stuff lined up for next week's open mic night. So excited about that. And I don't know, might do this song. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it yet, but working on Cigarette Daydreams by Cage the Elephant. It's a fun song to play. I have to be honest. It was one that was not on my radar, but when I kept looking for sort of fun songs to sing around the campfire, that sort of thing, which is usually kind of my rule of thumb for what I'm looking for is like sing around the campfire type songs. This one kept coming up, and so checked it out, kind of got into it. It's a little, I don't know, I would say some parts of it are a little bit challenging, but it's not so much the chords, it's more the structure of the song and how the lyrics fall and stuff, but we'll talk a bit about that. So anyways, cheers to you. Let's have a look at that chord chart here. A few things going on here. The basic song itself is pretty straightforward chords except for that D major 7th, so it's D. And then the D major 7th, you just put your finger over the top three songs, top three strings, and play the first four. So it's really not hard at all. And then the E minor, of course, is. And then I go to strumming on the G and the A. And I only play it that way on the intro and on the interlude. So on the intro and the interlude, I do downstrokes like this. So D, D major 7th, E minor, G, A. So, you can listen to it and decide for yourself if that is how you want to approach it. I feel like that's pretty close. I know when you're playing it, when it's just you sitting there playing the guitar, it sounds good. So, use your judgment on that one. Then I go into just strumming regular chords, so it's D, that same chord progression repeats over and over in the verse. So it's, I kind of had to burp a little bit there. That's why you shouldn't drink carbonated beverages or eat a big dinner before you go on stage if you're going to be singing. So, but anyways, so it's stand there all alone, E minor, G, what's going, A down, D. So it's D, D major 7th, E minor, G, A, D. So here we go. You stand there all alone. I cannot explain what's going down. Okay, so that's all pretty straightforward right there. So then as we keep on trucking here, you go through the first two verses, and then you go to the interlude. And so what I do there is hide behind that baby face. So right here. Hide behind that baby face. I'm sorry. That's where that's not the interlude I was looking for. That is the first interlude. And the first interlude, it's just the chords again. So so just however you want to do that. And then when you get to chorus 1, then we'll talk about that second interlude here in a second. So that's the first interlude. Don't play that with downstrokes, in my opinion. For the chorus, then it's got a little bit of a pause in the lyrics that can kind of throw you off. So it's I'm going to hit that B minor. You can drive all night. And then something to note about that too is it does the B minor, you can drive, and then the DG all night, and then you follow them with the looking for the, and then you switch to the F sharp minor, answers in the pouring rain. So the way it goes and where I'm at is right here on the first chorus 1. So what you can do there, or how you do that, is it's the B minor. So you can drive all night looking for the answers in the pouring rain. Right? So you want to find peace of mind. Well, I have to do it all at one time. But then the next thing to note is on the next one where it goes looking for the answer, That's with the F sharp minor. So that's a little bit confusing when you're going through the lyrics and matching up to the chords and everything. So I'll show you what I mean. So, of course, we're introducing that F sharp minor in there as well as the B minor. So add those to the chords. But anyways, let's go ahead and run through that. So on the chorus. You can drive all night looking for the answers in the pouring rain. You want to find peace of mind looking for the answer. Right? Okay. So then the second interlude, that's where you go back to the downstrokes. So okay, then we go on to verse 2, and that's just the same thing as before. Another interlude that's just the do-do-do kind of stuff. Then the chorus, again, nothing changes there. Except after that first, well, something does change there. After the first section of the chorus, then it goes to a sort of a words are spaced out less than the next section of this. So what I'm talking about is here where it says, if we could find a reason. So it's if we can find a reason to change, looking for the answer. If we can find a reason to stay, standing in the pouring, and then it goes to E minor and switches to another do-do-do. So to follow through with that, let me adjust it so you can see it all right there. So from the if we could find a reason, start from there. If we could find a reason to change, looking for the answer. You can find a reason to stay, standing in the pouring, in the E minor. And then it goes to the A. And then it goes back to the chorus like you are used to. And then that wraps it up. So then it's back to the chorus again. So it's after that A. You can drive all night looking for the answers in the pouring rain. You want to find peace of mind, looking for the answer. Okay, so got all that? I am sure that you do. So let's go ahead and rock this out and then come back with some song and artist facts afterwards. Here we go. Just stand there all alone. I cannot explain what's going down. I see you stand next to me. In and out, somewhere else right now. You sigh, look away. I can see it clear as day. Close your eyes, so afraid. Hide behind that baby face. You can drive all night looking for the answers in the pouring rain. You wanna find peace of mind, looking for the answer. Like yesterday, as I recall, you were looking out of place. Gathered up your things and slipped away. Time it all, I followed you into the hall. Cigarette, daydream. You were only 17, so sweet, the mean streak. Here they brought me to my knees. Drive all night looking for the answer looking for the answers. If we can find a reason to stay, standing in the pouring rain. All right, that was Cigarette Dreams by Cage the Elephant, as interpreted by me in my living room and shared in the interest of collegiality and goodwill. Great song. Love playing it. It's kind of a cool song. I like the sort of melancholy feel to it. Generally speaking, I really don't like that kind of music too much, but on this one, it really works. So I'm not sure what the difference is, but on this one, I really like it. So, and also I should note, if you hear a lot of revving engines, screeching tires, cars backfiring, loud music on and on in the background, this is the first night of the Muncie Cruise In, first night of the season, that is. It's a monthly event. So for next month, I'll set things up on the porch because I always like to have the chaos in the background going on when I record my video. But I haven't set everything up on the porch just yet because I've been super, super busy. Been doing a lot of traveling, a lot of conferences. Last week I was in Vegas, actually. So didn't do a show last week, but back at it now. And I don't really anticipate any real significant traveling coming up, but you never know, and I am always game to do that. I'll travel anywhere, anytime as needed. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk a bit about this song. So out of all the tracks on Melophobia, Cage the Elephant's third studio album, Cigarette Daydreams came together the quickest. Isn't that always the case? I know Dolly Parton wrote, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she wrote Jolene and I Will Always Love You in the same afternoon, I believe. I know she wrote two massive hits in one afternoon. I think those are the two in question. I could be wrong, though. Whoops. So anyways, it arguably came, not only did it come together the quickest, but arguably the most naturally. Frontman Matt Schultz recalled the song's spontaneous creation during an interview with Artist Direct, saying, "I was sitting on the floor of my living room. I was strumming a guitar, and I started to come up with that melody. Then the words started to flow out. If the right experiences are happening in your life, it doesn't hurt. It definitely helps." I called our producer and said, "I don't know, what do you think?" He just said, "Matt, finish the song right now. Just do it." I hung up the phone and tried to let it flow through. The song, noted in raw personal emotion and experience, became a vessel for emotional transparency, where Schultz, what Schultz later recalled as naked honesty. I almost said naked hostility. That's a big difference. Naked honesty. His brother, rhythm guitarist Brad Schultz, recalled the first hearing of a rough version of it played through Matt's phone. He was instantly moved and surprised, saying he was talking about maybe using it for something other than Cage, but it was an instant fan of the song, he told Music Radar. It was this moment of realization, like, why do we all have to write Cage the Elephant songs? We can just write songs regardless of the style. I agree. Cigarette Daydreams ultimately became a breakthrough moment for the band's creative process, a symbol of their desire to evolve and defy genre expectations. So they're going to do their own thing, right? That's definitely the great thing about being an artist. I like the idea of doing things that people might not expect from us, Brad added. So we decided to take a whole new approach to writing, and this song was a good example of that. It's just about being honest. Heck yeah. Released on August 26, 2014 as the third single from Melophobia, Cigarette Daydreams went on to the top Billboard Alternative Songs charts. Becoming the album's second number one single after Come a Little Closer, and marking the band's fifth overall chart-topping hit. Produced by longtime collaborator Jay Joyce, the song's dreamy acoustic tone and introspective lyrics stood in contrast to the more aggressive punk-rooted energy of their earlier releases. The accompanying music video, directed by Mark Pellington, was released on September 5th, 2014, and stars actress Juliette Books, Matt Schultz's then wife, as a woman on the run from an unseen force, visually echoing the song's themes of anxiety, memory, and emotional escape. An instrumental version of Cigarette Dreams also appears in the video game Marvel's Spider-Man 2, further cementing its place in the band's broader cultural impact. About Cage the Elephant. The band was formed in 2006 in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Cage the Elephant broke into the alternative rock scene with a signature blend of garage rock, punk, blues, and psychedelia. That's a good combination in my estimation. The band relocated to London in 2008 after signing with Relentless Records, quickly gaining attention with their debut self-titled album, powered by the breakout single Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. Right? That track would later be featured in video games and films, helping to establish their presence on both sides of the Atlantic. Love that song. So now that one, I can't personally play that. It has a lot of acoustic guitar in it, but the reason that I can't play it is because it's kind of the slide and everything that's in that song is not something that I can do. That is much more than strumming around the campfire. Just saying. So, Cage the Elephant currently consists of lead vocalist Matt Schultz, rhythm guitarist Brad Schultz, bassist David Techner, and lead drummer. There's only one drummer actually. Drummer Jerry Champion, and multi-instrumentalists Nick Bockrath and Mathan Minster. There's the lineup of the band, in case you were curious. So, the band has consistently reinvented their sounds across albums. Punk forward on Thank You, Happy Birthday, introspective and experimental on Melophobia, retro tinged on Tell Me I'm Pretty, and cinematic on Social Clues, which earned their second Grammy Award for Best Rock Album. Their latest project, Neon Pill, was released on May 17th, 2024, further pushing the boundaries of their style with sleek, synth-infused rock. I have to check that out. I like sleek, synth-infused rock sometimes. So, and maybe that'd be good. I've been also working hard at learning to use a DJ controller, so maybe some of that synth music would work out well for a DJ set. Who knows? And also, a DJ controller is a lot of fun. If you don't already have one, get one. They're not terribly expensive, and they're a ton of fun. So, despite their success, the band's roots remain grounded in blue-collar sensibility. Matt once worked in construction, Brad in telemarketing, and the other members in retail and food service. Their name famously came from a spontaneous moment. After a show in 2006, a mentally disabled man hugged Matt and kept repeating, "You have to cage the elephant." The phrase stuck, and the rest is history. So there you go. If you ever wonder where the name came from, that's where it came from. So anyways, certainly have a wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you happen to be watching this video. I want to hop off here and actually get down to business on a couple other projects I'm working on. I'm also going to go rehearse my open mic set because I've been hitting the open mics. Maybe I'll do a video about that sometime. But on those, it's kind of fun. You can kind of polish up your songs. I got a set of 3 or 4 that I play pretty regularly, and the ones that, despite some of what you see on the channel being a little on the rough side, these are the 3 or 4 that I can do pretty well and can sing pretty well. It is a rotating list. It's not only 3 or 4, but I picked 3 or 4 that work out. So if you're curious. But anyways, have a good night, good morning, good evening, just like I said a minute ago, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.